About a year ago, I discovered a certain somebody on YouTube, and I've mentioned him recently in one of my videos, and I'm currently watching a lot more of his videos. This person is called Bill Donohue. Somebody brought to my attention that there is a Bill Donohue related to the Catholic Church in America. This isn't the same Bill Donohue. This one I'm speaking about, he was very prolific with his teachings about 10 years ago. American, based in Arizona, I believe. And what he does, he's a scholar of the Bible, and he doesn't believe in any of the stuff, literally, in the Bible. What he does, he translates it. He translates the allegory, and he does it marvelously. Now, I want to turn you people on to this. It's nothing about religion. What it's about self-empowering. This man talks about the allegories from the Bible, how they just keep telling us time and time again, we are God. We are the most powerful thing in this universe. It talks about the psychology of our minds, our own imprisonment, how we can be free. Many subjects. I could talk about it for hours, but there's no point in me just parrot fashioning what I've learnt from him. But what I will say is, people, whether you've got programs and you've got some mechanism within your mind that doesn't allow you to have a cohesion with this guy, one thing I ask you to take into consideration, this person, everything he talks about is designed to achieve one thing. That one thing is to empower you. And so if anybody speaks about empowering yourself, it has to be right, doesn't it? If you don't necessarily believe, if you've got all your indoctrinations and your poisons within your mind and you can't see yourself to looking at it rationally, it's perfectly rational, it makes perfect sense. It's so logical. And yet there's so many people that just can't feel free with logic and a rational mind. It's incredible. No, can't allow that. Got to stay with my programs, that's where I'm comfortable, thinking that's for other people. Goodness me. When anybody tells you anything that takes away even the smallest microscopic piece of your own self-empowerment, that is wrong. So if we're looking at God and the devil, anything that pertains to taking away your power, your personal autonomy, that's the devil. Anything that gives you your freedom, your empowerment, that's God. There is no God per se. There's no God, in my estimation, through the thousands of hours that I've studied. I've studied the Bible, people. I've read it twice, and I've watched many scholars talking about the Bible. Pro the reality of it, and then on the con side. At the end of the day, what we have to do as human beings, we have to gain a level of rational thought. Apply logic to whatever we can. And anything that has man's hand in it, you have to question greatly. Because man is a liar. Man has a design to manipulate, to subvert, to suppress, to dominate. Of course, if you read the philosopher Nietzsche, then the greatest thing Nietzsche ever says, that, you know, man has a strive for power. And their whole lives, basically, is driven by their strive for power. Now, that is a good thing. To empower the self is a beautiful thing. It becomes murky when you want to express your power over somebody else. So we want to leave it there. We want to embody our own empowerment. And if we can empower the people, then that's fantastic. But of course, we don't want to subvert other people. And so I will bang on and bang on and bang on about what I'm talking about here. And all my videos, as per my intro video, they're about empowering yourself. But so many people struggle with that. What on earth is all that about? Why is it that you can't feel the glorious nature of what you are? Why is it that you can't bring yourself to seeing that this mind that you've got, this consciousness, is king of the universe? We possess consciousness. This is what makes us what we are. It's absolutely incredible. Do we need anything else? Why do we need anything else to feel good? Why do we need anything else to feel empowered? Because politicians tell us this and tell us that. Preachers tell us this and tell us that. They take away our own empowerment. Why do you think they do that? Simple. They don't want us to be empowered. They want the power. They've perverted what Nietzsche was banging on about. They've looked at this power, and when they realise their own empowerment, it is a marvellous thing, and it's surprising what you can do with it. And you know, you only need to look around the world and you see all the people that have abused it. And you see all the people that have just allowed themselves to have their energy taken away from them, their power taken away from them, the essence of greatness taken away from them. And now they've become nothing more than slaves, automata, just sheeples, this variety of thing. You see, what it pertains to, people, there's two things going on with the human being. One is the spiritual aspect, and one is the human matrixial aspect. Now, because we're born into this invisible prison, then our ego, the operating system, the everyday consciousness, has been indoctrinated by endless propaganda. Every single day, all around you, propaganda is going on. People are vying to take away your energy. And you give it to them freely. You just give it. But you see, this matrixial mind, the egoic mind, is the carnal mind. It's the lower mind. Where, on the other hand, we have the higher mind. And the higher mind, let's have a look at the left brain, all the logic and all that stuff going on. The right brain is creative, isn't it? What's going on there? The right brain is creative. Of course it is, because that's where the God resides, in the creativity. You know, the left-hand brain is just following rules and programs and believing in data that we're given, and we're working within inside the matrix. When we start to free ourselves from that side of the mind, and we start to reside in the right side, in the creative side, via meditation. Once we start nurturing this, watering the Garden of Eden, that's what it is basically. All this stuff in the Bible is just a metaphor. The Garden of Eden is the right hand side of the brain. And so once we feel free and we start nurturing the Garden of Eden, then that's when we become close to our godliness. the God of the universe, the beauty, basically, the positive energy of it. Anything that's good, anything that's positive, anything that makes you feel free, emancipated, empowered, joyous, loving, all this sort of stuff. This stuff comes from the right side of the brain. And so what we have to do is we have to concentrate on building up a relationship with this side. Instead of, I'm too busy to go dreaming about this. I'm too busy to be meditating. I'm too busy to walk in nature and just free my mind and look at the glory of this world. Oh no, I've got to do my mundane job and all my mundane bullshit. Come on, people. Those of you on this site, you're looking for a little bit more in life, aren't you? And so I'm trying to give it to you. And I understand that you have one foot in the matrix, and this is the life, really. There's not many people that can escape from the shackles and bondage of that. It's a very, very powerful thing. And so I've escaped it. And I can see, oh so clearly, once you're on the outside, you just look at it. I spend 24 hours a day. In my dreams, I'm even looking at it. In my meditations, I'm looking at it. In my everyday consciousness, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the farce of it all. I'm looking and I'm saying to myself, wow, these people that have got the whole world in this invisible prison, wow. I take my hat off to them, I really do. In one respect, in that they have achieved a fantastic thing, a phenomenal thing. To have the whole world in bondage, that's some feat, isn't it? It's been going on a long, long time. And what people have been doing in power, they've just been passing the baton. You go back to the days of William the Conqueror. He invaded Britain in 1066, and he distributed his lords over the whole country and divided up all the land. And the family of all these lords, the families, have inherited all this land up until the present day. And if you look at our monarchy, then what really does that family stand for? It's the descendants of warlords and murderers and criminals and thieves. That's all they are. And yet we bow down to them and we all gather around worshipping them when the Queen drives by in her gold horse cart, pulled on by her 6 white horses. Who paid for that? We've paid for that. Who pays for her palace? We pay for that. Who pays for all the luxury that family afford themselves? We pay for it. Fools, aren't we? Complete and utter fools. When are we going to learn? When are we going to get abreast of all this? Good question. So, I'm going to put a link down to one video, just to give you a taste of what Bill Donohue's talking about, just so you can get a taste of your own self-empowerment. And if you have the time, then watch more. Every single one of these videos, when he's talking about all these parables from the Bible, you'll go, holy shit, what a revelation. Never knew that. Just never considered that before, but how it just fits into my logical, rational mind, so beautiful. How I can take something from it, because he's giving every one of us the opportunity to empower ourselves, to take our power back. Instead of reading this Bible and the bullshit that it's got within it, literally, Jesus walking on water and he died for our sins because we're so sinful and we're terrible, and the only way that we can relieve ourselves of our sins is worshipping this book and this fictitious entity for the rest of our lives and paying into the coffers of any church and la-di-da-di-da. Come on, people. I want to start hearing people go, fuck yes! Fuck yes, I'm empowered! Fuck no! Is anybody having any jurisdiction over me? Get to fuck! You cannot take away the very essence that is God-given, because I am a facet of God. Realise it, feel it, embody it, embrace it, live it, fucking be it. And then, when you are self-empowered, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. You'll be amazed at the bullshit, that it just won't bother you anymore. And you can emancipate yourself bit by bit from it. Because it's all designed to fuck you up. Okay, video of the day. Have a good one, if you can find it within your heart to do so.